Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel, Tango Story in China. I'm your host Mia. Today we have Gaby from TangoCool. He's now based in Shanghai. He has taught Argentine tango dance for 25 years, so he must have a lot to tell us about.
People know me like Gabriel Glagovsky, but usually call me Gaby. I am Argentinian, and also I want to share with you some experiences. Now I am living in China, so let's talk a little bit about how I arrived here and what the process of my growth in tango.
Very first question, Gaby, why tango and how you started?
Tango for my generation in Argentina is more the music of our grandparents or parents. The generation, we dance disco, rock, and techno, and other styles. But the tango for us was always a little bit from the old generation. I entered in tango in 1998. So basically, I'm not the first young generation of tango, but almost. When I started, the tango was very different than today. It was a very new variant of tango in between the old style, the old milongueros, and the young generation. We want to also start to do something more modern, fusion. So I think that I start tango in a very nice period. What made me go to tango is because one friend of mine, he started to learn tango. And he introduced me all the young dancers, guys, girls, and all the famous professionals. And I like the ambient, I like the embrace, the warm, the peaceful dance floor. I have some feeling when I see the people dancing tango. And I also think that the tango was much easier than it looks. Sometimes you get confused, you think that it's easy. And to make something simple is not easy. When I start to take my first lessons, I really shocked. I understand that the tango need to really focus and try hard, otherwise it doesn't work.
So, Gaby, tell us about your learning experience and what made you start teaching.
Okay. So learning first, I have the good luck that I have friends who dance tango before me, who introduced me. So I have good advice from all of them. They really saw what I want and they try to direct me and give me good advice to who is the best, who is their teacher, so who is a teacher who can teach me what I want to learn. But anyway, the system of most of the teachers in this moment and maybe now also is the traditional system that you come, you walk, they teach you one step, and it's very slow. They just approach to you to say you are doing wrong. They never say you are doing well. I feel very frustrated. I dance rock and roll before, and I feel so confident, and I feel that I can do many things with my body and with the music and dance. And in tango, I never find the feeling of dancing. I always think like I just repeating some step and thinking, and this is wrong. Since a moment, a friend of mine, she take me in middle of the dance floor and say, dance with me. I feel so embarrassed and shy. After 7 months, just watching the dance floor, finally, I step into the dance floor and I feel terrible. But then I realize that in middle of the dance floor, if you don't dance good, you are invisible. And slowly I start to get used to dance more and more, and I start to go to Milonga by myself and move more free. Then in my university, we have a tango group that I created for a very good dancer. And she said, okay, you come to help me today because my dancer don't come. So I follow her indication. I create one step with her, and then we need to show the step. And she say, okay, now explain. And I start to explain in the way I do. And she say, but this is not the technique. And I say, this is the way we do. I don't know what is the technique. No, the chest, the hip, and the shoulder. So we entering a little bit in crisis with the girl in this moment. And she continued the lesson alone. And I feel after why she said that this is wrong. This impulsed me to start to study anatomy and read and practice other disciplines. I make exchange with a lot of people and I read books and I find some physiotherapists and people who help me to understand the bones and the mechanics. It was just my passion, my hobby. But suddenly I start to understand things about the body. One day, some friends from Australia come for a festival in Argentina and they ask me, what is the system you are working on? I show them and they say, but who teach you this? No one. I say, but all the people say the opposite. Yeah, because they don't understand this and this. You need to explain this to the people. It's very good. It's very useful. Yes, but I'm not a teacher. So teach. So this was my first kick to start to share my studies, my knowledge, my research. Then I start slowly to teaching private lessons, and then I create a little group, and then I start to practice more. And 2003, with some friends, we create a small practice. It was just idea to meet with friends. It was a closed practice at the beginning. Then we open also to the public. Before, we only meet 5, 10 couples, and we just practice between us. And then they say, let's make a party, let's open this to the people. So we start to make open practices and alternative tango parties in some granary that they practice the circus and modern dance. We find a very nice place, we mix with them. They make shows of modern dance, of circus inside our milongas. It was very special moment and very nice. And I continue the project because most of the people, they just want to make this one time, but they don't have time to continue. I moved the project to Villa Malcolm. Villa Malcolm is a club in Palermo, very traditional of tango, but in this moment was only one practice on Monday, and rest of the week was empty, and it was a very famous tango place. So we start to promote and use the internet and make a lot of advertisement to promote the place. And the place becomes super popular and all the young people mention this place. So we start to make a more modern style of lessons and modern style of music. And we start to organize the practice, and I call the practice TangoCool, and the people come and comment and talk and dance, and they move very free. It's not the rule, Milonga, that the people sit, the girls here, the guys there, and or the cabeceo. We follow more the practice rules. TangoCool, born like a practica, till 2013, and we still call this practica even when we close it with 500 people. Doesn't matter. For us, was free space. Then practica for me is a space that is not with the rules of the milonga. I respect the rules of the milonga. I like them when I go to a milonga, but I like also to have a moment that I don't need to worry so much about everything. Place was full of young people. I have 100 students and separated in 3 levels. I hired couples to help me. Very famous dancers today, some of them champion of the world even now. Before, they was just in their first moments in tango. Then we also offer performing in a milonga to promote yourself for the young couples. For the new couples was very difficult in Buenos Aires because most of the famous milongas, they don't accept someone new to go to show the first time. You need to be famous, otherwise why you will stop the night to show one beginner dancing? TangoCool make the opposite. I know that I have the people, so I just invite a couple. Doesn't matter if they bring me people or not. It's not a business idea. It's more like I want to show the fresh people with the fresh ideas and new people. This was very important. It was many, not just dancers, also tango nuevo, like Otros Aires, or electronic, or this kind of new bands of tango. They performed the first time in TangoCool. So I think we create a very nice cultural space.
So, Gaby, now you live in Shanghai. What's special about Shanghai? And what make you feel like a new home?
In 2008, I started to travel also to make workshops in all Europe. I went to Italy, France, Germany, Holland, Israel, Spain. I went to many countries. Suddenly, they invited me to come to China in 2016. I come the first time to make some workshop. When I see China, I get shocked about the beauty, the big of the city. It's very vibrant. I heard about China, but I cannot imagine. When you see with your own eyes, you can't believe how big is this and how nice is the people also. I feel very welcome. The students are all young people, most of them, very warm, very polite, respect the teacher. And working here was a total pleasure. People ask me when I come back from China, how is to teach Chinese people because the gap of culture. I say, look, they are the best students I ever had. They respect the teacher, they follow the indications, and they want to dance good, and they don't want to spend time. They are not shy. They embrace the lady, embrace the man, they don't have problem, it's perfect. And also they are very flexible bodies and very good posture. So much work that I should do in other countries that here I totally need to focus in other things. Of course, my work is very biomechanical, so here I need to adjust all my concepts of biomechanics because many things that for Western is difficult, for Chinese is easy, and vice versa. No? So everything needs a new adjustment, and it's a new challenge. I take very happy because I feel that I have a huge challenge. Also because I see that China in tango was not developed yet. Like I come to Shanghai the first time, and it was only 2 schools. Then when I opened my school in 2019, it already have 4 schools. And today you have 8 schools. So the base is still increasing, and I think that the more schools have more chances to bring more people to tango, even if there is, of course, the normal competition to grab the students. But this is also good that there is many chances and many options for the people. Different people can find different places.
What are some common historical misconceptions about Argentine tango since it's been introduced to China?
I think there is not enough information because you see very good couples performing today in championship, on stage, in many places. But these couples was created by someone who before learned from someone. So the good thing of my generation is that we can see these all dancers, all masters, all performers, that they create part of the steps and part of the ideas that we recreate and we teach in tango today. But it's normal, it's part of the situation today. Not many people can access, or many of these dancers, they already passed away. This is one of the reasons I come to China, because when I see the tango here, I see this misunderstanding or confusion sometimes, and I want to try to help the people to find the right flavor, the real taste. I want them to feel the real feeling of the Argentinian tango when you dance in Buenos Aires with the real dancer. And so I want to give them the chance to find the core of the dance, give this value to the Chinese people. That's why I decided to move here and build my school and my group.
Where is your studio in Shanghai right now? Do you have many students?
My studio in Shanghai is in Channing District. After many years of looking for a place like this, finally we find this place. Before we moved many commercial buildings, but always the studio looked like office or looked like a shop. But this one feels like a studio. It's a place full of art and decoration, and people who come, they are all artists, or they are people related with cinema, with art, with the paintings. All this area is full of young people, and the place is very nice. So it's really inspiring, and I feel that I go out of the big city and suddenly I enter in another world.
Do you organize milongas?
We organize sometimes milongas, but like a parties, but not in our place. We organize more when we find a special place, find in Columbia Circle or other places. From time to time, they offer us a special place. We organize a special event from time to time, but no, not a fixed milonga because it's too much organization, and there is many people already trying to do this in Shanghai. Also, for me, I prefer or party or practice. Usually, in the practice, I assist. From time to time, I show something, I give some indications, I can correct the people. It's practice and coaching. Any question, I always there. We have every Sunday from 3 to 6, and many people come. We have more than 20 people per day. And about the lessons, I have group lessons and private lessons. So from time to time, they call me to make some special lesson in some school in another city or for some institution that they want to show their employees or their members about tango. So we make a special talk and then we make a trial lesson and a performance. It's like a pack. We also collaborate with the Embassy of Uruguay and the Embassy of Argentina and with the Cervantes, this is a Spanish language school supported by the Spain government, and we are related always to the education.
Gaby, what is so unique about your teaching style?
I always try to teach the people in the way I would like to be taught when I start to learn tango. When I start to learn tango, the teachers don't have patience, just give you steps and indications, and they always point in the negative part of you, that the hand here, no, correct this, correct that. So when I start to teach, I say I will not repeat this mistake, because for me it was very frustrating at the beginning to be treated like this, and also for me the system to learn from memorized steps never worked. I think that first you need to focus like building your inner dancer. Dancing is innate from every human. When you learn to dance tango, you need to first make the person dance, then dance in couple, and then you can synchronize the movements. And when you already have the body working and the technique more or less in function, then you can start to classify the steps and start to think. Because this body, this couple that is one body already can dance. You will, the result is in 2-3 months, my dancers are going to Milongas and they dance good and they are very proud. I see the results. After 20 years teaching, I already have enough experience also to tell you that I give results very quick. I work with young people and the young people don't have time. So I need to make a way to let them come to try tango and stay in tango. Otherwise, they go to salsa, bachata, swing, boogie, rock and roll. There is a lot of options. Our challenge was the first day you come, you already start to dance and you start to feel that you can do it. And if you like, you will stay. I have some system that in 30 minutes I make the people already start to embrace dance, walk and make ochos and many movements that they cannot believe that they can do it. I always try to make the things the simplest and the natural as possible. My method is based on biomechanic, improvisation and music. Biomechanic is how the body works. We understand the couple like one body and the two people move inside one body. And once they have the spatial shape, it's very easy to continue. We also based on improvisation. With the legs, you can make a limited movement, but the combinations are unlimited. Sounds very different because maybe the people who can listen this, they are used to follow steps.
What type of student would you say no to your class? Like you will tell them, don't come to my class.
For me, tango is like kung fu. If you teach to someone good, he will be good. If you teach to someone bad, he will be terrible. So for me, in this period of my life, I will not deal with the people that I don't think that in the future when they become good dancers will make the good with tango. I'm very happy with the students I have now. I really take care of them. If you come, you will feel that the people is very nice and you will adapt very easy to my group. But I want the people always to be gentle. People who deserve, they are welcome.
What kind of tango music do you like?
I like the classics, Pugliese, Troilo, Pedro Lawrence. I like all, but basically I like these three mainly. Darienzo, of course. And also from time to time I like some alternative or some good singer, some electronic music from time to time. Depends the mood, always, and how it combines with the moment. But the tango, if it is tango, I like in general.
What do you think about teaching tango for 25 years? Do you do any performing?
I like more teaching than performing. I enter in tango because people ask me to organize practice for them. Then people ask me to teach them, and I start to teach. Then I start to have a kind of success with the teaching, so I start to hire more people. Before I was financial accountant. I didn't want to be professional in tango, but with the time I feel that my nature is to teach. Actually, my grandfather, my grandmother, my father, my aunt, and my cousin, they are school teachers. So my best memories is always people teaching me something, and teaching makes me happy. I like to see the results, and I like how the people grow. Many of my students, they are super professionals now. They have their own schools, they have their own communities in different cities, and I am very proud of this, and I'm happy for them. When you teach, it's not just the formation of the people and the technique and the steps, but it's also about the values. Also, when you teach, you learn. Yeah, you always are learning some new solutions. After I finish my lessons, I make my mental notes because it's a lot of information for me to keep processing. And I love this process also. And I love to teach, and also I think that my method is made to make the people happy as soon as possible. I try to keep the people in the natural state, not to make them feel learning is a sacrifice. I think the teacher, the first filter, the first one who can make the people stay in tango. We are the door of the tango. When the people come to you, a beginner from zero, to try tango, the trial lesson, if this person have a good experience, he will continue in tango. But if he have a bad experience, this person burn, and this person will not want to continue with tango, and her or his opinion will be always negative. So for me, the teacher, when he want to start to teach, always need to be careful, because if I don't know how to treat the people good, maybe I'm burning people for other teachers. When you bring people to tango, you also need to check if the person is have a good behavior, adapt to the situation, or need to tell them, please don't be like this, please don't do like this. And it's not nice, but you better do this, because otherwise you create monsters after, and you destroy the good communities, bringing people that they are not related. And then the teacher also, once you have the student, I think the important is create the mentality that the tango is a dance, and the tango is a social dance. It's not a competition, and it's not someone to be better than the other, but it's more like to be all together. Never create competence. I focus more on the one who does worse than in the one who does good, because the one who does worse, I need to push him more. So I prefer to move all together.
What is the most important thing about teaching to you?
For me, it's something natural to teach. It's something that I born with the teachers around, so I don't need to think too much. When I see someone and I see some problem, it's like all my brain automatically find the solution and go to fix. I take this very organic, very natural for me to teach today. The key is find solutions, because the people don't need to understand that you know a lot. They are not testing you. They are looking for a solution. It's like you go to the doctor, and the doctor don't tell you all what he read about some topic. He just give you the pill and say, take this pill and come tomorrow. And the teacher also need to correct you, make you understand, and try to simplify your life and solve your problem, not show that he knows everything. And teacher is not God, it's just a coach, someone who help you.
What are some of the most important must-know principle or preparation that a new student must know before they come to your studio?
If you want to come to my studio for the first time, find some shoes, dance shoes better, and comfortable clothes. Come clean and come in time. And then if you do all this, you are welcome and we will be glad to see you. And for the people who already dance from other schools, welcome also. Come to see and come open mind. Try to catch the point and you will be treated good and I will help you and I open also. The people move, go, come back. Tango is like in the water, we move. So I like when the people come to try. I like the curiosity and I like also when the people try to understand. So when you come to my lessons, if you want to maximize in the lesson, just follow what I say. It's simple. I give you 1, 2, 3. It's like a receipt. Don't try to think that I have a secret information you need to codify. No. I tell you here, this is the point. You make it. After, try to understand exactly what happened. But in the moment, just follow 1, 2, 3. Now, when you learn, we are both working together. The teacher in one side is try to teaching you, try to help you to do something. And your work as a student is to learn. If you are learning, remember, when you learn in the school, then you study when you are not in the school. The study is the most difficult sometimes because you need to find the extra time or extra energy or find your ways to continue practicing or fixing or correcting things. But you need to continue thinking in the corrections you get in the class.
How is Milonga different in China than it is in the other countries?
It's different than Argentina, of course, but I think the milongas out of Buenos Aires, they have some particular local flavors, or they drink more tea, less wine. But in general, I don't feel so different going to a milonga in Italy or going to a milonga in China. Maybe the people, the body, the perfume, the shapes are different, but the space is more or less the same. Buenos Aires is a little bit different, but it's Buenos Aires, okay? It's another reality. But in general, the milongas out of Argentina, they work like a mix of social dance and practice. Many people go to dance for dancing, and many people go to dance for practicing, and also to socialize. In Buenos Aires, you cannot go to practice, you go to dance. Otherwise, the ladies don't dance with you.
What are the biggest challenges for leaders and for the followers?
The leader, I think that the big challenge of the leader is to be sensitive with the followers part. Many times we are thinking the movements from our side only, and it's more important to understand the connection between our movement and the opposite side, and to enter in this sensation of 3 dimension. In tango, you need to make the movement with another kind of logic. It's quite simple, but need to stop thinking in the linear possibility and start thinking in the both sides at the same time. This is the most difficult part for the leader. For the follower, I think the difficult part is to be herself, to stop being a follower. I think follower is not the correct definition. Actually, the man is controlling the flow of the energy of the lady from here to there, but the lady is the energy moving inside the embrace. So the word follower we use like a convention, but for me, follow is not the real way to describe the movement of the follower. The most difficult part is to find yourself, find that you are dancing inside an embrace and not just following. So you need to find your freedom without disconnect from the leader also, otherwise you will lose the balance or you will block the movement.
What type of dancers that you would like to dance with in the Milonga?
In Argentina, I know good professional dancers, but I don't care about the levels. I care more about the person. I think the person is more important than the technique and the level of dance. I have friends that they are girls that they dance not high-level professional, but I have a lot of good time, and we like to dance together and also to talk, and we are friends, so it's more relaxed. I don't go to the Milonga to show the others how good I dance. I don't need this. I don't start like this, and I will not start to do like this after 25 years. So for me, you dance in an embrace because you want to embrace this person. If you don't want to embrace this person, if you just want to dance with the dancer, for me it's a little bit sad. At least when I go to Milonga, you ask me for Milonga. For exhibition, of course, I want a professional dancer with all the mechanic. I want to feel the muscles. But in the Milonga, if I go to dance, I want to embrace someone I really feel I want to embrace. Then dance.
Gaby, how are you when you're not teaching tango? Do you have any other roles in your life, or what do you most proud of besides dancing tango?
I am father. I have a 4-year-old daughter. This was a big change in my life because I always traveling, organizing, going to Milonga, and always with the responsibility because once you start to organize or teaching, the people expect you to be for them all the time, and you cannot release anything because you have students in Italy, students in France. You need to go, the students are waiting, you have compromises, and when you come back in Argentina, you need to promote. I always was very busy and always running for the people, but after I release Villa Malcolm and stop organizing TangoCool in Buenos Aires, I start to have more time to be free and to travel and to think about the life. And finally, I decide to stay in China, and then I find a wife. And then we decide to have a baby, and I'm very proud of this. I'm very happy with the family I have. And I'm very happy to be living in so far from my country with all the difficulties who carry to live in another country. That is, even I don't speak the language well yet, so I'm not so easy to be here, but I surviving. And for me, I like the challenge. I like the idea that one day we will make the tango flourish in China and everybody will learn to dance tango and tango will be a huge community. And when China start to move, takes time, but when they go in one direction, no one stops them. So I hope one day see this reality become true. That's why I'm here.
Do you think people are destined to dance tango?
I think technically everybody can dance tango. Technically, don't require a big effort or too much strength or any difficult foundation. Everybody can dance tango. But not everybody can be in tango because some people, they like to be with people. They like to hug people, but some people, they don't like this. And it's okay. Yeah, some people have more empathy. Some people, they don't. So I think to stay in tango, you need to have a level of sensitivity and you need to like to embrace other people, to be in social groups, and to like to move and express yourself free in the music. Some people are good for this, and some people, they don't want. And it's their decision, and it's not a defect. So I think the tango depends the person. I always say, it's good if everybody can try at least one time. At least they can know if they like or not.
How has tango changed you over the years?
I was an accountant. I have a studio. I work with financial banks and business and consultings. And suddenly, when I discovered the tango, I see that the world I create for me before didn't make me happy. And I was just working for people who just work for money, and it doesn't fulfill my heart. So I decided to quit, and I released this life, and I start with tango, and every day I confirm that I was right. And I start tango in different situations of my life and in different situations of my country, of the society, and with the time, tango teach you to be more open, more sensitive, to feel the other people, to be more empathetic. Tango help me to approach better to other people and to don't be so direct or rude or aggressive. I make a lot of things in tango. I was very known the Western tango scene. I am known. I don't like to be the famous. Some people like to be famous, be someone. I prefer to be close to everyone. And this is my choice of life. I can set in the other place also if I want. It's very easy, but for me, it's not the choice.
What is tango besides a dance? Like a lifestyle or a set of principles?
For me, tango is a life philosophy. Tango teach you that the feelings are part of the life and you need to accept the good and the bad feelings. Actually, when you are very sad or you are very happy, you dance totally different and it's very nice. I have very good time dancing when I was very sad, and I feel after I finish to dance tango, I feel that all the sadness stay in the floor. It goes away from my body. I reset my body. It teaches you to feel and to react to your feelings in a different way. Tango lifestyle, I like the style of life of artists tango, and I appreciate that in tango you can think to be professional and live just from tango. It's not easy, but it's not impossible. So I think that also is nice tango like a profession and like a work, because your work is to help people to be happy and to have a good life and a good time. So it's perfect. I think it's a nice profession and nice philosophy, and it's very deep and poetic and very sensitive and takes the best part of the human out. And I think this is important to understand tango deep, that you always give the best part to the others.
Thank you, Gabby, for sharing your story. We all appreciate it. And we might see you in Shanghai one day and visit your studio. Thank you again. Hope you like this episode. And we wish more people getting to know a little bit more about tango.
Thank you very much for the interview. I hope you continue doing this podcast because you are providing a very nice documentary and very good information for China community and for the world. Thank you for your time and for your work.